The red sun burned like a dying ember in the black sky. Its light, weak and angry, spilled over the metal halls of the research outpost. The station, a small floating box in space, was built to study the star. But now, the star was killing them. Hannah stumbled through the hallway, her thin fingers gripping the wall for support. Her skin, usually a soft silver blue, was pale and cracked. The light from the sun was poison to her people. Her species needed darkness, coolness, not this burning, endless glare. She coughed, her body shaking. Every breath hurt. The outpost's artificial lights were too strong, the air too dry. Her people were not meant to be here. But she had come anyway, because she was the best astrophysicist, the best star reader. And now, she was dying. Jin wiped sweat from his forehead as he tightened a bolt on the broken oxygen filter. The outpost was old, and everything seemed to break at once. He was the only human here. The rest of the crew were scientists from different species. Humans were tough. They could survive almost anything. Heat, radiation, bad food. Jin didn't mind the work. Then he heard the sound. A gasp. A thud. He turned and saw her, Hannah, collapsed on the floor. Her long silver hair spilled around her like water. Her hands clutched her chest, her face twisted in pain. Jin ran to her. Hey, are you okay? Hannah's eyes flickered open. They were deep black, like space itself. She tried to speak, but only a weak sound came out. Jin knew about her species. They were weak to light. Too much sun burned them from the inside. The outpost shields were supposed to protect her, but they were failing, just like everything else. He grabbed her arm. Her skin was hot. Too hot. You're burning up, he said. Hannah shook her head. The sun, it's too strong. I can't. Her voice was a whisper. Jin looked around. The med bay was on the other side of the station. She wouldn't make it. Then he remembered something. A rumor. A story. Asterisk human touch can heal them asterisk. He didn't know if it was true. But Hannah was dying. And he had to try. Slowly, he pulled off his glove. Hannah's eyes widened. No, contact is forbidden. I don't care, Jin said. He pressed his bare hand against her arm. For a second, nothing happened. Then, a pulse. A warmth. Hannah gasped. Her skin, pale and cracked, began to change. The color returned, a soft blue spreading under his fingers. Her breathing steadied. Jin felt strange, a little dizzy, like something was being pulled from him. But Hannah was alive. She stared at him, shocked. How? Jin didn't answer. He didn't know. But one thing was clear. The sun was killing her. And only a human's touch could save her. Hannah sat up slowly, her silver blue skin glowing faintly in the dim light. She touched her arm where Jin's hand had been. The cracks were gone. The pain was fading. She looked at Jin with wide, dark eyes. You healed me, she whispered. Jin pulled his glove back on. His head felt light, like he had just run a long distance. I don't know what I did, he admitted. I just touched you. Hannah's expression changed. Fear, worry. No one can know about this, she said quickly. If they find out. A loud beep cut her off. The station's AI voice echoed through the hallway. Asterisk unauthorized biological contact detected. Security alert. Asterisk. Jin's heart jumped. They know. Hannah grabbed his arm. We have to go. Now. They moved fast. The station was small, but the security drones were faster. Red lights flashed as the AI repeated its warning. Jin led Hannah through narrow maintenance tunnels, places the drones wouldn't fit. Why is this forbidden? Jin asked as they crawled. If humans can help your people, why hide it? Hannah hesitated. Your kind doesn't know what you can do. My people do, and they fear it. Jin frowned. Fear it. She looked away. If humans knew their touch could heal us, they might use it against us. Demand things. Power. Control. Jin stopped. That's not what I'm doing. I know, Hannah said softly. But others might. A loud clang echoed behind them. The drones were getting closer. They reached Jin's small living quarters. He locked the door and turned to Hannah. We need a plan. Hannah sat on the edge of his bed, her hands shaking. I need to get off this station. If I stay here, the sun will kill me. And if security finds me with you. She didn't finish. Jin understood. They would both be in trouble. Him for breaking the rules. Her for needing a human's help. He opened a drawer and pulled out a small device. I can hack the system. Shut down the drones for a few minutes. But we'll need a ship. Hannah's eyes lit up. There's a supply shuttle. It comes every 3 days. The next one arrives tomorrow. Jin nodded. Then that's our way out. But they weren't safe yet. A heavy knock pounded on the door. Asterisk open up. This is station security. Asterisk. Jin and Hannah froze. The knocking came again, louder. Asterisk, we know you're in there. Open the door now. Asterisk. Jin looked at Hannah. Her face was pale again. The healing was fading. She needed him. But if he touched her now, they would see. He made a decision. Hide, he whispered, pushing her toward a storage closet. Then he took a deep breath and opened the door. The door slid open. A tall security officer stood there, his face hidden behind a dark helmet. 2 drones floated behind him, their red sensors glowing. Jin Park, the officer's mechanical voice asked. Jin kept his body blocking the doorway. Yeah. What's wrong? We detected unauthorized contact between species. A human and a Vian. The officer looked past Jin into the room. Where is Hannah Lee? Jin forced himself to stay calm. I don't know. I've been fixing the oxygen filters all shift. The drones beeped and moved forward. One scanned Jin's face. The other tried to float past him into the room. Jin stepped sideways, blocking it. Hey, you can't just come in here. Privacy rules. Right. Inside the closet, Hannah held her breath. Her skin hurt again. The cracks were returning. She needed Jin's touch, but she couldn't make a sound. The security officer pushed past Jin. We're checking every room. Jin's heart pounded. He had to do something. Fast. Suddenly, the lights flickered. A warning alarm blared through the station. Asterisk emergency. Solar flare detected. All personnel to safe zones. Asterisk. The officer froze. Solar flares were dangerous for everyone. Jin saw his chance. Look, we can talk later, but I've got to get to my emergency post. He pushed past the officer and ran into the hallway. The officer hesitated, then followed. Wait. Stop. The drones went after Jin too. Hannah was alone. Jin ran fast. He knew the station better than security did. He turned corners, climbed ladders, and finally reached the control room. The station chief, a big man named Da, looked up in surprise. Jin? What are you? Solar flares coming, Jin interrupted. I need to activate the backup shields. Da frowned. The alert was false. There's no flare. Jin blinked. What? Then he understood. Hannah must have done this. She was smart with computers. She'd sent a fake alert to help him. Da's eyes narrowed. Why are you really here? Behind them, the door opened. The security officer entered, breathing hard. He ran from us. We think he's hiding the Vian scientist. Jin was trapped. Back in Jin's room, Hannah crawled out of the closet. Her whole body burned. She needed help. She looked at the door. Jin had saved her. Now she had to save him. Hannah took a deep breath. Then she did something brave and dangerous. She removed her protective gloves. Her bare hands touched the station's control panel. Vians weren't supposed to do this. Their skin could interact with human technology in strange ways. The panel lit up blue under her fingers. Screens flashed. Alarms sounded. All across the station, doors unlocked. Lights turned off. Gravity weakened. Hana smiled weakly. Now we're even, Jin. Then she collapsed. In the control room, Jin felt the station shake. Day grabbed the console. What's happening? The security officer's radio crackled. All systems failing. Someone hacked the mainframe. Jin knew it was Hana. And if she'd done that, she must be in trouble. He ran for the door. Stop him, Dai shouted. But Jin was already gone. He had to find Hana before it was too late. Jin ran through the shaking station. The lights flickered on and off. Somewhere, an alarm kept screaming. He had to get to Hana before security did. He turned a corner and almost crashed into two crew members. They floated slightly. The gravity was failing. Jin pushed past them without stopping. When he reached his room, the door was broken. Someone had forced it open. Hana. Jin called, stepping inside. No answer. Then he saw her. She lay on the floor, her silver hair spread around her like a broken halo. Her skin had turned pale again, the cracks returning. Her bare hands still glowed faintly from touching the station's systems. Jin dropped to his knees beside her. Hana, wake up. Her eyes fluttered open. Jin, you came back. Of course I came back, Jin said. He looked at the door. But we can't stay here. They'll be coming. Hana tried to sit up but fell back. I can't. The sun, it's too strong here. Jin made a decision. He pulled off his glove and took Hana's hand in his. The change was instant. Color returned to her skin. Her breathing steadied. But Jin felt dizzy, like something was being pulled from him. Hana saw his face. You can't keep doing this. It's hurting you. I'm fine, Jin lied. But we need to move. Now. The supply shuttle bay was on level 3. Getting there meant passing through the main corridor, where security would be waiting. Jin helped Hana stand. We need another way. Hana pointed weakly to a vent cover. Maintenance shafts. Jin grinned. Perfect. He pried open the vent and helped Hana inside. The metal tunnel was dark and narrow. They crawled forward, the sound of their breathing loud in the tight space. After what felt like hours, they reached a grate overlooking the shuttle bay. Jin peered through. 2 guards stood by the supply shuttle. We need a distraction, Jin whispered. Hana closed her eyes, thinking. Then she smiled. I have an idea. She reached out and touched the metal wall. Her fingers glowed blue for a second. Somewhere in the station, an alarm blared. Asterisk fire in engine room 2. All personnel respond. Asterisk. The guards looked at each other, then ran toward the alarm. Hana's glow faded. She slumped against Jin. Go now, she whispered. They dropped down into the shuttle bay. The supply shuttle stood open, ready for loading. Jin helped Hana inside and closed the door behind them. The controls were simple. Jin had flown shuttles before. He started the engines. Hold on, he told Hana. This might be rough. The shuttle bay doors began to open automatically, part of the fake fire alarm protocol. Jin gripped the controls. Then the radio crackled. Supply Shuttle 4, this is station control. You are not cleared for departure. Jin ignored it. He pushed the thrusters forward. The shuttle lurched toward the opening doors. A warning light flashed. They're locking the doors. Hana cried. The bay doors started closing. Jin gritted his teeth and pushed the engines harder. The shuttle shot forward, scraping through the narrowing gap with a terrible metal scream. Then they were free. The blackness of space surrounded them. The dying red sun burned in the distance. Hana looked at Jin. Where are we going? Jin set a course, away from here, somewhere safe. But as the shuttle flew into the dark, a new alarm beeped. Jin checked the screen. His blood went cold. A station fighter ship was following them, and it was getting closer. The fighter ship's engines glowed red behind them. Jin gripped the shuttle's controls tight. His hand shook. "Can we outrun them?" Hannah asked. Her voice was weak. Jin checked the fuel gauge. Not for long. The radio crackled. "Supply Shuttle 4, this is station security. Power down your engines immediately." Jin switched the radio off. He looked at the star map. A small moon appeared on the screen, the only nearby place to hide. "There," he pointed. "We can lose them in the moon's canyons." Hannah nodded, but her breathing was getting worse. The cracks on her skin were returning. The shuttle's lights were too strong for her. Jin saw her pain. Without thinking, he reached out and took her hand. His bare skin touched hers. Hannah gasped as color returned to her face, but Jin felt dizzy. His vision blurred for a second. "Stop." Hannah pulled her hand away. "You're hurting yourself." Jin shook his head. "I'm fine. Hold on." The shuttle shook as laser fire flashed past them. The fighter ship was getting closer. Jin pushed the engines to maximum. The small moon grew bigger in the window. Rocky canyons and deep shadows covered its surface, perfect for hiding. The shuttle entered the moon's thin atmosphere. The whole ship shook violently. Warning lights flashed red. "Jin." Hannah held onto her seat. "I've got it." Jin fought with the controls. The shuttle dropped fast toward the canyon below. The fighter ship followed, firing again. This time, the laser hit the shuttle's wing. Bang! The shuttle spun out of control. Jin pulled hard on the controls. "Come on. Come on." The shuttle leveled out just in time. They skimmed along the canyon floor, kicking up dust. Jin saw a dark opening in the canyon wall. A cave. "In there," he shouted. The shuttle barely fit through the cave entrance. Jin killed the engines just as they scraped inside. The ship slid to a stop in complete darkness. Silence. Jin turned on the shuttle's dim emergency lights. Hannah was slumped in her seat, barely conscious. "Hannah, talk to me." Her eyes opened slightly. Cold, so cold. Jin touched her face. Her skin was like ice. The cave's darkness should have helped her, but she was getting worse. Then he understood. She needed more than darkness. She needed human energy. His energy. The radio crackled again. The fighter ship was outside, searching for them. Jin made a choice. He took off both his gloves. Then he placed his hands on Hannah's face. "Jin." "No." Hannah tried to push him away. "Too dangerous." "Shit," Jin said. "Just take what you need." A warm glow spread between them. Hannah's skin turned bright blue again. The cracks healed. But Jin felt weaker. His arms shook. His head pounded. It felt like his life was draining away. Hannah opened her eyes fully. She saw Jin's pale face. "Stop," she cried, pushing his hands away. "You'll die." Jin slumped back in his seat, breathing hard. "Worth it," he whispered. Outside, they heard the fighter ship's engines getting louder, closer. Hannah looked at Jin with tears in her star-black eyes. "Why are you doing this?" Jin smiled weakly. "Because your people deserve to live. And mine. We can take the heat." The sound of the fighter ship filled the cave. They'd been found. The fighter ship's spotlight flooded the cave with blinding light. Jin shielded his eyes. Hannah grabbed his arm. "We're trapped," she whispered. Jin's body felt weak from giving Hannah his energy, but his mind raced. There had to be a way out. Then he saw it, the shuttle's emergency hatch. "Come on," he said, pulling Hannah up. "We're leaving." They crawled to the back of the shuttle. Jin hit the emergency release. The hatch blew open with a loud bang. Cold cave air rushed in. Outside, the fighter ship's engines roared. They were landing. Jin jumped out first, then helped Hannah down. The cave stretched deep into the moon. Dark. Perfect for hiding. "Run," Jin said. They stumbled through the darkness, their footsteps echoing off the stone walls. Behind them, they heard voices, security officers searching the shuttle. Then a shout. They went this way. The cave got darker the further they went. Jin could barely see, but Hana's eyes glowed faintly in the dark. She pulled him forward. "Here," she said, finding a narrow crack in the cave wall. "We can hide." They squeezed through just as lights appeared behind them. Jin held his breath as boots stomped past their hiding spot. "Spread out," a voice said. "They can't have gone far." The sounds faded. Jin let out a slow breath. But then Hana slumped against him. "Jin, I can't." Her voice was weak again. Jin touched her face in the dark. Her skin was cold. Too cold. She needed more energy, but he had almost none left to give. Then, a vibration. The cave floor shook slightly. At first Jin thought it was an earthquake. But the shaking grew stronger. Regular. Like footsteps. Giant footsteps. A bright light appeared deep in the cave. Not the harsh white of security lights, but a warm yellow glow. The footsteps came closer. Then a deep voice echoed through the cave. "Identify yourselves." Jin and Hana froze. The light moved closer, revealing a massive shape. A human in heavy armor, twice as tall as Jin. The armor's chest glowed with the same yellow light. A deep space miner. Jin had heard stories about them. Humans who worked in the farthest reaches of space, wearing special suits to survive. "Please," Jin said, holding up his hands. "We need help." The miner's helmet tilted as he looked at Hana. "That's a Vian." "She's dying," Jin said. "The sun was killing her. My touch helps, but..." The miner was silent for a long moment. Then he turned and spoke into his wrist communicator. "Found them. Bring the med unit." 10 minutes later, Jin sat in the miner's huge transport vehicle. It was like a moving house on giant treads. A medic checked Hana's vitals while giving Jin an energy drink. "You're lucky we were mining this moon," the miner, who introduced himself as Ta, said. "Saw the shuttle chase on our scanners." Hana lay on a medical bed, connected to a machine that pulsed with yellow light. "What is this?" she asked weakly. "Human bioenergy converter," the medic said. "Takes a little energy from all of us to help you, instead of taking it all from one person." Jin watched as color returned to Hana's face. The cracks in her skin healed. For the first time in days, she looked peaceful. Todd put a heavy hand on Jin's shoulder. "Station security is still looking for you, but we have friends at the Red Star Colony. They'll protect you." Hana sat up. "Why are you helping us?" Tay's helmet visor lifted, showing a kind face with deep wrinkles. "Because humans help those in need. That's what we do." Outside the transport, the security ships still searched. But for the first time since this began, Jin felt hope. They were going to be okay. The Red Star Colony shone like a golden jewel in space. Massive solar rings surrounded it, collecting energy from the nearby sun. As the miner's transport ship approached, Jin pressed his face against the window. "It's beautiful," Hana whispered beside him. Her skin glowed healthy blue again, thanks to the miner's energy machine. Tai chuckled behind them. "Wait till you see inside." The ship docked with a soft thump. When the doors opened, warm light spilled in. Jin stepped out first, then turned to help Hana. What they saw took their breath away. Thousands of humans and aliens lived together here. Tall insect-like builders worked beside short, furry traders. In the distance, a group of Vians, Hana's people, walked freely without protective suits. "How?" Hana's voice trembled. Tay removed his helmet. "This colony was built by humans who believe in sharing. Sharing space, sharing energy, sharing life." A tall woman with short gray hair approached. Her name was Commander Park, leader of the colony. "So you're the two causing all the trouble," she said, but her eyes were kind. Jin stood straighter. "We didn't mean to." Commander Park held up a hand. "You did exactly right. Hannah's people have been suffering too long. She turned to Hannah. We've been working on something for you. She led them to a huge circular room. In the center stood a machine like a giant version of the miner's energy device. Dozens of humans sat around it, their hands on special panels. This is the sharing wheel, Commander Park explained. Humans donate small amounts of energy. The machine combines it and makes it safe for Vians. Hannah stepped closer, her eyes wide. You mean, no one has to get hurt? Exactly. The commander smiled. And we've sent the plans to your homeworld. 2 months later, Jin stood on the colony's observation deck. The dying red sun looked different from here. Not scary, but peaceful. Hannah joined him, her silver hair shining in the starlight. They're calling it the Great Sharing Back Home, she said. My people are healing. Jin smiled. Good. Hannah hesitated. They want me to come back, to help rebuild. Jin's chest tightened. He'd known this was coming. You should go. Hannah took his hand. Come with me. Jin blinked. What? Your engineering skills could help my world, Hannah said. And she looked down at their joined hands. I don't want to say goodbye. Jin felt warmth spread through him. Not the draining pull of energy transfer, just happiness. Okay, he said simply. The ship to Hannah's world left the next morning. As they boarded, Tai and the miners waved goodbye. Remember, Ta called, take care of each other. Jin waved back. He looked at Hannah beside him, then at the stars ahead. The sun had tried to kill her, but a human's touch had given her a future, and together they would build many more.